Hazard pay heats up, baby. It is in the third stimulus package, but could it be in the fourth stimulus package? We will see as the Democrats are pushing to get it back in there. In this throwback video, I explain hazard pay, essential workers, the $10,000 of Nancy Pelosi, and also private hazard pay, which is heating up across the country. Enjoy this overnight LALATE video about hazard pay. Big exciting news minutes ago as congressional leaders, both Republicans and Democrats in House and Senate, are absolutely categorically saying there's going to be a vote. There's going to be a vote on the second stimulus package. It's not the package you think it is. It's not the HEROES Act. It's likely to be exactly what we want, which is the Problem Solvers bill. This is amid a lot of great news today, in addition to one other, which is I now have a bunny rabbit watching this channel. Yes, Bugs Bunny is now a fan of this channel. Mitch McConnell must be Elmer Fudd. This is great because now I can go into bunny jokes. The cows, and needless to say, a little bit jealous. They say it's utter nonsense. They just say, I'll see you at the casino. And, the good news, though, as we go into the afternoon, is that all accounts now say that the HEROES Act is officially out to pasture. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is LALATE with Afternoons LALATE with a big update about your second stimulus check and stimulus package. This follows check, and while this is always hazard pay, I have so much more to tell you about check in addition to hazard pay on this video. So this is a continuation of more of what you heard minutes before this. Coming up next also is unemployment. I'll have a lot of details on how to get you thousands of dollars more if you qualify for enhanced unemployment benefits. One of the most watched videos we've had this week on unemployment. And then after that's rent. This is an exciting time. Because of the purple power, you've absolutely turned the tide to get this bill so close to a vote, and we're almost there. So go to the front channel and subscribe. Be part of this community, which is approaching now 270,000 subscribers. Wow, just incredible. We're at 250 just a second ago. Also like this video because it's going to be the best video you're going to have today about hazard pay, probably the only video about hazard pay, and about cows and rabbits as well. Let's get to the incredible details. The incredible details are that on Saturday and Friday last weekend, I told you in a world exclusive two things that were happening. One, the purple power was working, and two, we had a new deadline. Now, both of those things are really coming to the surface. A series of new reports published online today state that congressional leaders understand September 30th as a deadline, understand October 1st as a deadline. In some cases, they say it's October 2nd still, but they understand it's a deadline, and now they're very, very nervous, anxious, and they're going on the record. Steny Hoyer stormed out of Nancy Pelosi's office amid an inability of her to move and said this is unacceptable, and went on the record, says we're going to do something right away. Representatives in both the House and Senate continue, even that scandalous letter from overnight, talking about we got to put a vote. We have to do it right now. In fact, they say it's so critical that we may not be even accepted by our constituents when we go home next week if we don't bring them a stimulus package. We have to have something, is the words they're using. And in fact, some congressional leaders, when they interviewed Steve Mnuchin and Jerome Powell, Treasury Secretary and head of the Federal Reserve, today before a banking subcommittee in the House, said, we can pull a vote right for this right now. What's going on? So we have two incredible elements of great news right there. One, they want to vote. They want to vote. Two, they think they can get the number of votes as well. This is incredibly great news. So what is the bill? The bill is the Problem Solvers bill. The letter overnight, which I'm not going to read again on camera, but you heard it in the scandal last night, you heard it on Morning's LALATE, calls for a new bipartisan bill. aka the problem solvers bill. It does not call for what is potentially going to get released in the next 24 hours that you should ignore. A new Nancy Pelosi bill, which apparently is going to be at 2.4 trillion. No one wants that. No one wants that. It's too much money again, and it's partisan. It's a much of silliness. It's pandering to Steny Hoyer or a few of her people. So I need you to focus on what we're doing, which is what the Republicans and Democrats are calling for. Bipartisan bill that actually gets approved, that has stimulus checks, that has hazard pay in there, that has FPUC in there. Well, yeah, we're almost good until we got to the hazard pay part of that. That is one of the parts of the problem solvers bill that has to be fixed. So when this video goes live, you're going to see a tweet by me that has two calendars on it, September and October. And I put on there above the things that need to be fixed with this bill. And the problem solvers want to put things that are fixed in the bill. And one of them is hazard pay. It should be put in there, and I'm calling for the Romney plan. Calling for the Romney plan. Why the Romney plan? Because that's the only plan that requires the employer to get a hazard pay for you, requires by federal law for the employer to get hazard pay for you, and makes a fund that pays the employer to get the hazard pay for you. This is incredibly great news. This is money that you need, whether you're a driver or a shipper or a maritime person or a boater or a grocery store worker or a warehouse person or a maintenance worker or a cleaning person or a security guard or an Uber or Lyft. These are all things that are really great for you. Or, always, of course, fire, first responders, nurses, home health care, physical therapists. All these people qualify for hazard pay. And it could be landing in your bank account right away. Absolutely category credible, but it needs to be in the bill. It's not in there yet. The incredible news as we start the afternoon is that all these individuals are now calling for a vote. What I need you to focus on, you and me right now, is that you're going to hear a lot of inaccurate, untrue, and negative remarks. One, they're leaving. No, they're not leaving. Some people want to leave, but they're not leaving. This is the old Fox News bit from a month ago. We have the letter, which I read overnight, that has, 50-something Republicans and Democrats says, we're not leaving. They actually put it right. Hi, I'm not leaving. So we got them. Then we have all the other people I read in the video before, and I have more people I don't even have time to read on camera. They're saying, I'm not leaving until I get a vote. So let's make that clear. That's the first thing. The second one is, as you and I know, who puts something up for a vote? Anyone can put something up for a vote. It doesn't require the whims and wishes of a $12 ice cream eating woman from Northern California to decide what you vote on and what you don't vote on. Next, the most important thing is that the bill passes both houses of Congress. Who cares that it's introduced to the House? That doesn't mean anything. It has to pass both houses of Congress. And so Steve Mnuchin, when asked by the House subcommittee today about the situation, said very clearly, we'll support 1.5. He didn't say if he'll go to 2. Of course, he will go to 2. But he said, we'll support 1.5, problem solvers bill. We won't support 2.4. I already told you that. I told you that 3 months ago. No one in the Republican Party will support 2.4. So if anyone introduces a bill, you know where, the dragons sort of walk it in with their teeth with the fire sticking out of it, and it's a 2.4, it's dying. I mean, it's going to die in 10 seconds because no one wants 2.4. The irony is that the viewers of this channel understand this. It's just not quite clear why Congress doesn't understand this or understands it but wants to ignore it. The viewers of the channel says, 1.72, we all agree upon 1.72. Just get it done at 1.72, 1.7-22, somewhere around that range. Just get it done then. Amen. This bill can get done at somewhere between 1.5 and 2. The reason why it isn't getting done is not apparently clear. There's several pushes you need to be underway with, and you already are, but you need to continue them. 1, you need to get behind the problem solvers. 2, you need to get behind the Blue Dogs. And 3, you need to get behind the New Democrat Coalition. They're actually among the people who are talking on the record today, saying This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Second, you need to push back against the president. This is really just insanely ridiculous that he's not done executive order for stimulus checks. He's not done executive order for FPUC, where he has the funds to revamp LWA and do it all the way to December. It's just not acceptable. And there's something inherently wrong. And I got it. He wants to have a press conference on Saturday about his Supreme Court nominee. That doesn't prevent him from doing executive order today or doing executive order on Monday. Get it done and send out the money. So you have to push the pressure on him as well. Finally, you have to make the seats for stimulus people feel very uncomfortable. Between an image of the congressional seats that are in the House and the Senate that are up for re-election, you need to push them, because ultimately, if they don't feel uncomfortable, they're going to let it slide. As I've detailed today, the movement is absolutely categorically working, in which congressional leaders understand, hey, we're going to lose our seats. That's a big one. They don't want to be unemployed because they're not going to get enhanced unemployment benefits because it's not there yet. And two, they now understand there's a hard, firm deadline. This deadline in the airlines is so critical. Let me explain it to you. The problem, as detailed in the Raymond James analyst interview, which I detailed on the check video before this, is so correct. The problem with second stimulus has been there has been no deadline to get it done. It's just sort of a thing that they'll get to when they feel in the mood, and they can simply stay in their office and not answer Steve Mnuchin's calls, not let Mark Meadows in the room, and simply let it float. That has not been sufficient. The difference with the airlines is that they create an inherent deadline. What is the deadline for the airlines? The deadline for the airlines is very apparent. It's an October 1st deadline that they need to have the bill signed by the president. If they don't have the bill signed by October 1st, the airlines will implode. They'll go bankrupt. They'll cut routings across the country. We won't be able to get from city to city. They'll cut routes. They will lay employees off. Everything will implode. And as part of the major section of the U.S. economy, it could pull down the U.S. economy like you have never seen it pull down. Ultimately, this is something no one wants, whether Republicans or Democrats. They have said that they are supporting the airlines and supporting them to get their stimulus package out right away, but the airlines overnight slammed them, saying, well, where's the vote? We're in the stimulus package. We're jumping back in like the Cupid shuffle, 1 foot in, 2 foot out. It's like we're jumping back in. We're in the stimulus package. Get the vote. That's your job. Getting the vote done. What are the deadlines? President signs into law October 1st, signs on October 1st. That's the day it becomes law. Second, House signs, votes on it and approves it on the 29th of September. Third, the Senate approves or votes on it the 29th. You can also reverse them. Those are the 29th, 30th, and the 1st. We're done. How soon do you see stimulus checks thereafter? Well, Mnuchin's representation is that you would see them 10 days thereafter if you set up for electronic means, if you're on SSDI, SSI, or Social Security, or railroad benefits. This is incredibly great news. So you could, because the 11th, I think, is a Saturday or Sunday, so you would possibly see your check on the 12th of October. Why are we doing this? Get it done. We're so close, darn it. Let me answer some of your incredible 800 questions from yesterday, and if I have more time, I'll go over some additional details on what's happening with hazard pay. Deborah Jean, the airlines have so much money, but they don't help their employees. That's their fault. Sissy Robinson, I'd rather see the farmers who provide our food to get help because it comes in who can afford to fly. Yvette Rios, September 29th is my daughter's birthday, so I'm hoping to bring her something special that day, bring us a lot of luck. Yes, a Senate vote, the 29th. Rodney Velez. Mark Cuban from Shark Tank thinks that everyone should get $1,000 every 2 weeks so we could reach out to the problem solvers. Amen. Funny times, but will the airlines screw the employees out of their jobs like they did last time? Unfortunately, I mean, we can focus on that as well, but our focus is getting our relief. Remember, the purple power is focusing on us, not focusing on other people. But if they are involved with us, we will use it to our benefit to get to the finish line. So what they're doing with their people, if you are in the airlines, then it is an issue for you. But if it's not, we're just focusing on getting our relief. And if they're here to help us get our relief, then amen. Let's do it. Ray Campbell, praise for everyone needing the money. David Shaw, $1,200 is not enough. Michelle, cheers the purple power. Don't let up. Our time is here, better than you can imagine. Amen. Deborah, the airlines put it all in their pockets and help their employees. Tim Gator, why are we still paying these people? It's our money. David Shaw, why are we worried about the airlines? You're worried about the airlines. You're not worried about the airlines. You're worried about your deadline, which you don't have until the airlines came around. Now there's a deadline. Yeah, it's not inherently a hard, fast deadline. It can be ignored. It can be blown off, but it is an apparent deadline. And suddenly stimulus checks, which never had a deadline for people who are facing eviction, being thrown on the street, becoming homeless, going to poverty, unable to eat, unable to sleep. Suddenly, their non-deadline is getting a deadline. So it's absolutely categorically working for you. Ann Robinson, security guards are essential factory workers. Wayne Jensen, I can't find words to express my total disgust with our politicians. Shannon Nemar, this should have been handled like road construction on election year. They should have been doing this from day one. Amen. I mean, that's what the analysts are now saying, that Congress never saw this as an urgent situation and just let it float and didn't deal with it. I mean, I can remember the days when I was recording videos about FPUC about to expire. I said, it's about to expire. It's about to expire. What are we doing? And expired. I'm like, they let it expire? I couldn't even believe it back then. I can't believe it right now. Joan, we the people need the checks right away. Evelyn, they're just dancing around since still playing. Linda Davies, hail, my mail-in ballot got today, certain people. And my Facebook post, guess who got my vote in New Jersey? Young Gunner, I agree that by the end of the month, we don't have a stimulus package. We should vote anyone out of the Congress, the Senate, the President. Oh, absolutely. If the Congress doesn't get your stimulus package done, and the President doesn't give you an executive order for stimulus checks, he's gone. I mean, we don't even have to think for a second minute of it. If you're assigned, I have viewers of this channel who are Republicans, who are longtime Republicans, who are saying, I don't get a stimulus check from this president who has promised me one in June. Well, yeah. May, June, July, August, September. Every single press conference he has said, every single month, he says you're going to get a stimulus check. He doesn't give me one. He's gone. That's what they're saying. I agree with them. Gail Stout, they're going to take care of their airlines. Nancy will need the airlines for her vacations to get her lobster and ice cream. I love that. John Paul, so all of a sudden the airlines just find out now they need billions? I love that. Good point. We also have that with the hotel industry. The hotel industry is just sort of coming in and saying, we're having problems. Give me some money. We just found out we're having problems. Get behind us. The important thing you understand as we go into the evening is the following. You have to push this to a vote. You have to make everyone uncomfortable. And this is how you stay positive. You staying positive is pushing pressure. The purple power is not deer in headlights. It's not rose-colored glasses. It's not always, smiling and giggling. It's also saying we're applying pressure where we have to apply pressure. And so we have three focal points of pressure. They are people who will push the vote and get a vote for a bill, people who will push and write to get an executive order, and people who will change their inactivity to activity because their seats are in jeopardy and jump on the bandwagon and get a vote. We're pushing at these different vortexes, that's a word that's sort of infamous for this channel, pushing at these pressure points. And by pushing at those pressure points, we're focusing on where we can get to the finish line. Tag the problem solvers, tag the New Democrat coalition, tag the Blue Dogs, tag the people in the letter that say, hey, we need a new bipartisan bill done right away. Ignore the negativity, ignore the sentences, ignore things like we're leaving town, we're not doing what she says, Nancy says. Ignore that. Focus on this pressure. These people will push the vote. They'll get a vote if you keep on applying the pressure. The other side, put pressure on the senators who are up for re-election, put pressure on the House members who are up for re-election. Say you don't give a stimulus, I'm kicking you out. I'm voting for the guy or girl that's running against you. I don't care how long you've been an incumbent. If you've not given me stimulus, I'm kicking you out. I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, I'm kicking you out. Pressure there. Finally, the pressure in the middle, the president. He doesn't give you executive orders. He doesn't do anything. If all he does is, talk about American history, patriotism, executive orders, and Supreme Court nominee executive orders, and that's all he does for this month, he's gone. You're gone, sir. Where was the more generous check you promised us? Where was the check that was supposed to be more than $1,200? Where was that check you said you were going to give us $3,800 that you tweeted on a Friday? Where was that check you said you're waiting for Steve Mnuchin to send out the check? Where is the check that you said you had $300 billion allocated for a week ago that you said you could send and repurpose out? Where is the check that Larry Kudlow sent on Friday to Major Garrett on CBS? You're ready to send out the stimulus check. Send it or zip it. Or send it or pack your bags. I mean, is that whatever expression you want to use? I mean, it's as simple as that. We know where we are. We know where our focus is. And we know how to get it done. And we're going to get it done. We're so close. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do. Go to the Fun's channel, subscribe. I'll answer some of your questions tomorrow's recording if you drop them in the comments below. Also hit the alarm button on this channel when someone changes their hairstyle from San Francisco. Hit the alarm on the Post channel so you get a look when a new video goes live. Also like this video because it was a darn good video. Coming up next is unemployment. Stay focused, stay smiling, stay positive, and stay informed. And as always, stay FLA for more.